Just pause that. Double check. I should just have... Yeah, no music. Just my talking. Perfect. So it is time to add a new game. So what I need to do is start by creating a new game logic. I'm just going to start by copying this. And class interface. What should I call this game logic? I know it's a drop puzzler. I know some of the mechanics of it. But I have no idea what it's going to be named. I do have an idea that this song is... Oh. Well, okay. I'm gonna say this song's good. I should favorite it. It was already favorited. I guess I'm just gonna name it Drop Puzzle for the moment. Oh. Um... Uh... That's weird. I don't use it anywhere. I understand what I was going for with it, but I don't think I need it. It's kind of vocally, but the song's been good. It's not actually vocals. I don't know. For now, I'll make that false, I guess. Yeah, for now I'll make that false. It may become true later, but I'd have to think of how to handle that. So this is going to have rotate left, rotate right, and stick. It's a 3-button game. I mean, that's fine. What the? Is my headset dying? What's happening? Spotify dying? Spotify? What? There you go. That was weird. So keyboard dying? Computer just catching fire? Computer? Hello? Okay. Let me restart Spotify. Oh, this is... Stuff is certainly happening right now. What? Oh, that's so weird. Oh, does my thing say finishing touches? Let's fix that. The most finishing of touches. Oh, this is cool. Huh. Unique. Add. I don't need content right now. I need unique game objects. Add class. No. Add directory. Rename. Drop puzzle objects. And drop puzzle game manager. Hello. Finishing, starting. Yeah. I forgot to update that. I probably still want that, but I'll re-add it later. What are you complaining about? Oh. Yeah, sure. Let's go back a little bit. Let's add this later. Don't need any of that. That shouldn't even be there. I'm fine with that. I mean, of course you can lurk. Why would I be against that? I don't mind people listening to me ramble about nothing. If I did, I would not be streaming. Yeah, that's true. I'm just gonna delete those for now. Leave that. Drop puzzle player. That's the only kind of object I collide with. should be empty. And class interface, drop puzzle player. And I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to look at this, but I'm going to just print as explicit implementation. This will be colliding with everything. I honestly, oh, that's gonna be. Actually, pull this. Desynchronization is going to be a pain for how I'm writing this. Type list. There we go. Collide with the game manager, and I also collide with other players. And set inputs. Let's see. String player name. Okay. Let's get myself some rectangles. So let's think of about this a little bit. Well, let's just draw a rectangle first. Let's see, 1280 divided by 4 is 320. 20. And let's say we have padding of 10 on each side. Um, 10 on each side. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 3, 30, 40, 50. 320. 1280 minus 50 divided by 4. Wrong. 1280 minus 50 in parentheses divided by 4. 307.5. That's not terribly friendly numbers. I need Okay, I got this. 5. Twelve eighty divided by 4 divided by 8. 176. Oh, I need multiples of 32. Multiples of 32. Oh, well, I mean, that's easy. $13.76. 13.12. Oh, I'm going too far anyway. 10:56. No. 10:20. 10:24. 10:24. So 720 by 32 is 22 and 20. Curiosity asks me, how high is the Dr. Martin grid? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's make it 18. 32 times 18 is 576. 256 by 32 is 8. 8 wide, 18 high. No. I'm by total players minus total players times width. Const total buffer. Oh. Two plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. working on just kind of the start for a new game, which is going to be a little drop puzzle game. So I'm just kind of I'm making space for stuff right now. So I'm just kind of drawing the play space so I can kind of start getting the base logic in. So I don't really have anything to show yet. I can make some changes and actually get it running though. I can see where these issues are inaccessible due to its protection level. Please, just go. Game objects. Oh. These should be internal anyway. They don't need to be public. I don't think. Ah, yes. Engine is, oh, yeah, you're right. It should be static. Engine is ultraviolet. 1 second. So, or this is the framework, and then beyond that I have my own personal framework that I make games on top of that. So, like just a little simple thing I build games in. But it gives the game's rollback netcode. So I just kind of have to follow a couple rules, and then I build it kind of based on my own like weird object rollback system, and then they just kind of get the lobby system and everything like that for close to free. So ultraviolet and some custom stuff. I wouldn't exactly call it an engine, but it's its own thing. So this is the last game I made. It's 2-player kind of territory control game. And this is the first game I made, which is I'm going to check and make sure that I'm getting video off of it. I am. Okay, cool. First game, which is a little space war type game. You know, charge shots and stuff, and it's pretty hard to control. On purpose, because, you know, I like silly stuff. And then the third game that I'm working on now is going to be a little drop puzzler. But I've just started it, so I don't really have much to show for it. project. This is what I want. These 3. Drop puzzle. Players 4, single player false, online only false, hidden false, alpha true. Game number 3. It's 8, I believe. I believe that's as far as ultraviolet targets. It's C# 8 .NET Core 3.1. I'm not I'm not technically sure which you were asking. When I use them, do you mean the new switch stuff or this specific switch expression? I prefer things in languages that use like match statements to switch, because you can do cool stuff with them. I believe that there's like new switch logic that does match logic. Yeah. Okay. But I've not used it much, and I don't know if... Is the new expression in C# 8? No, it is. I've not used it much. That's my answer. I probably should. I like match expressions in like functional languages, but this is what I have here, and this works well because you know I'm switching by just ID anyway. Yeah. And one of the other nice things about that is not only do you get matching, you get to not type break every line. No. No, it's kind of just more habits than not a fan. Like, this is using switch because switch is the syntax that I'm used to being there. And I don't see a huge reason to convert it. If I'm doing something where I want to use match and I feel like I really want to use match, I will look up the switch expression to use it, but I can use pattern matching in the switch statements as well. Did I add to my game list? Oh. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll be waiting on that. The main reason I like C# 8 and migrated it to it literally as soon as I could was I think C# calls them nullable expressions, optionals. Good. Tried to load unknown game at deferred thing. Cool. Yeah, nullable reference types. But it's not just nullable reference types, because those were technically there before. The ability to say my project only, like being able to set that at a project level and then have the thing fail to compile if I ever don't check for null. Or if I ever, like, I don't know, I just like that syntax a lot better. Yeah. That's not implemented. Actually, for the moment I can just do that. Yeah, most other languages just call them optionals. Though I guess C# also has something that they call optionals, which is the like just like a struct thing that has a Boolean value or something. I don't know. I did not like those. Okay. So it doesn't have anything named optional. It has something named nullable. I don't know. To me, they're all optionals. That's what they are. I like them. I switched to C#8 for them to be there. And I have no regrets in that. Why is there now 2 of these? Right. Yeah, and I know. The big thing, like I was saying, before C#8, they had nullable, but it wasn't going to be useful to me because it wouldn't check at compile time if I was using it correctly or not. So being able to declare something as nullable isn't so useful to me if I can just refer to it wrong. Or if I have to refer to, like, I guess I would have to create the struct manually for everything, and then, I don't know. I just preferred converting everything after they added it as something I could just treat as an optional type in other languages. Because I don't really want to manually make a struct every single time I use anything all the time. C#'s one of them. C#'s kind of my go-to, I guess, Swiss Army knife language. I kind of switch languages all the time. I don't care that much. Every project I do, I kind of reevaluate what language I'm going to use based on the project. So in this, I'm using C#, and I'm using C# and I'm using Elixir for the server-side stuff. But if I thought I would have had better luck in a C++ like thing, I would have used it instead. So like I'm not hugely invested in languages so much. Like if there was something kind of in the mono game vein where you had a lot of control over everything and it provided me a lot of like quick stuff and it was in C++ and that's where I had something with a good like GUI toolkit baked into it, I would have been there instead. But if I'm doing something quickly, C# is the general language I use, mostly for portability. I would like to learn Rust at some point, but I've not had a project to do it yet. And I don't normally learn stuff until... I have used Unity. I've not used Unreal. I think if Unity is... I think if you... Like... I think if a task can be done in Unity and it's not going to get in your way, I think you probably should use it. I think it's a good tool set and it is... Like, the licensing for it is reasonable if it's going to save you any time at all. It didn't make sense for me to use Unity because with the rollback and everything, I would... Like, I'd be fighting with it to... Like, it wouldn't be providing me with anything. Because I'm still going to have to kind of control all my logic myself. And it's just going to be a renderer. And it's going to be doing weird stuff with timing that I'm not going to be able to understand or like, I'm not going to be able to control what it's doing. And it'll just be fighting with it a lot. And I don't want to deal with that. Ocelots UI Toolkit, its default UI toolkit sucks. So that's another thing. Unreal, just haven't used. To be quite honest, it's not like I'm super into... it's not like I'm super, like game dev stuff is specifically something I want to do. I'm doing it now because, like, I thought this was a good thing to do. But most of my projects weren't prior games, and most of my working experience isn't really games either. So, like, it's not where I have most of my experience anyway, so I certainly haven't tried a lot of things in game development. Anyway. This is Ryder. And probably. No? Let's go to one of them. Object allocation evident. Okay. Do I call a new here? Reference type creation. I mean, yeah, that would be evident. I did literally create. I did create, like, I kind of expect that with new, but yeah, it's showing. They're not warnings. They're just kind of. It's just a notification. I could probably disable that, but Writer shows a lot of stuff. As far as the the target typed new, that doesn't exist in this version of C# anyway. Oh, yeah. Like this certainly would be no matter what. But if I'm using something on the, I'm gonna pause my music. Yeah, and it's just telling me that this is being put on the heap. C# puts stuff on the heap when it needs to, I believe. And then if the stuff is just used within the scope, it puts it on the stack. But yep, I get boxing allocation notifications too. Writer tells me that as well. I can. Let's not find examples of it. Just tell me. I'll just tell you that it does. Yep. A lot. Like when you have an underline in, like when you have a straight yellow underline, it's generally not. Like when it wants me to do something, then it will like underline it in the kind of like spell checky diamond underline. When it's just a notification, it generally will give you this straight line underline. Like this is gonna tell me to use var, and I'm going to just disagree with it. I'm not not a fan of using var all that much. The thing I do like using var for is the thing I like using var for is that probably came from somewhere else, but stuff where I'm pulling something and like I don't even want to deal with the type, and tuples. I'll use vars for tuples almost always. So current bit, output byte, and I just use var for that. Because I would like to not throw the tuple everywhere, and then if I ever make any changes to the context of the tuple, have to change a bunch of code lines. var is very useful for that. But if I know the thing's going to be an int, and I expect the thing to always be an int, then I kind of just make it an int. May I please actually... But Rider's really cool. I like Rider. And I develop on Linux, and that's the main reason I use Rider. Well, it's not ideal. Player... Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to change, though. I mean, that would break stuff. Yeah, if I wanted to use MonoDevelop, I would certainly just use MonoDevelop. But I do not. I mean, they have, like, developers, and I don't know, they exist for some reason. People want to be able to want to use MonoDevelop. Yeah? It's not even right. Let's just put a breakpoint here. Um, Doing something stupid. I mean, that's one obvious thing that I'm doing stupid. I don't know. I'm just glad that there is an option for mono game and that seems promising. I'm going to draw another rectangle. Okay, that's great, but not really. Okay. I don't want those to be at the same layer depth. Layer depth of... Actually... backwards, isn't it? Oh, nope. That's not. Hmm. Could do that. Out of curiosity, it's taking up basically all the space. I need to move up a little bit. Eight wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Negative 96. I'm kind of trying to get an eyeball for how I'm going to fit everything in that I want to fit in. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. That's fine. I want some minor UI below. I don't think I have visible mouse cursor right now, so that's a thing. On my like little code stream thing. I wonder if the grid actually appears like complete garbage. Kinda. It's largely visible. But the top, I'm trying to make sure has enough room for the like piece display. And the bottom is actually prediction of the next like incoming damage. So bottom is incoming damage, and then I want a timer to be there that shows like how long you have left until the damage applies, and then something that effect, and then I also want how many rows of damage are past the predicted damage. And I need to make sure that I have enough room even on the 4-player games. Which means I'm likely going to move this up. One thing I'm pondering is like how the pieces enter the well. They're probably going to enter the well from the top of like prediction. I plan to have pieces that can go up to 3 high. But I could also make them enter horizontally instead of vertically. They can enter horizontally or vertically. If they enter horizontally, I only need two above the board, so I could just move the board up. I can also make the board shorter. The board doesn't actually need to be this tall. But it feels like not a bad size either. If it is this size, I should make the pieces come in horizontally. And have a 3 wide well. That might be easier to control anyway. Maybe. I don't know. I think I'm probably going to cut here, just do a short little thing, because I need to decide exactly how I'm handling this before I really throw myself into it. So, thanks for stopping by. Bye, everyone!